And first up is a presentation that I have the honor to present regarding National Gun Violence Awareness Day. And we have some folks here that I will be presenting a proclamation to. And if they could come down to the front, I'll join them there. And it's my pleasure to be able to present this proclamation to you to recognize the need for gun safety and also to recognize the importance of, or not the importance of, but the issues related to gun violence in and around, as we've unfortunately seen in our nation as well. Whereas the cities across the nation, including Concord, are working to end the senseless violence with evidence-based solutions, the mayor's highest responsibility and the city council's is protecting public safety in the community that we serve. Whereas gun violence prevention across the country is more important than ever, as we've seen an increase in firearm homicides, non-fatal shootings, increased calls to domestic violence hotlines, and an increase in overall gun violence. Whereas in January 2013, Haida Pendleton was tragically shot and killed at the age of 15. And on June 2nd, to recognize her 26th birthday, people across the United States will recognize National Gun Violence Awareness Day and wear the color orange, which symbolizes the value of human life, in a tribute to her and other victims of gun violence and loved ones of those victims. And whereas by wearing orange on June 2nd, Americans will raise the awareness about gun violence and honor the lives of gun violence victims and survivors. And whereas the City of Concord renews our commitment to reduce gun violence, honors and remembers all victims and survivors of gun violence, and declares that we are a country that needs to do more to end this public health crisis. Now, therefore, I, Laura M. Hoffmeister, Mayor of the City of Concord, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby designate June 2nd as National Gun Violence Awareness Day in the City of Concord, encourage all citizens to support the efforts to prevent the tragic effects of gun violence in our community. And I have representatives here from Moms Demand Action in terms of that. And if any one of you want to say a few words, you certainly can, and then we'll take a group picture afterwards.
Okay. Shannon, do you want to go first? Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Shannon, and I've been a volunteer with Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America for 3 years. We are an organization of mothers and others who are fighting to end gun violence in our country. I became a donor in 2018 after the school shooting in Parkland, Florida that left 17 dead. And I became an active volunteer in 2020 working to elect gun sense candidates. Although school shootings like this get a lot of publicity and attention, I've learned that everyday gun violence is more troubling. I could stand here and give you statistics on domestic violence involving firearms, street gun violence, suicide by gun, ghost guns, and unintentional shootings, but I would like to share something more personal. My first brush with gun violence was years ago at the Wells Fargo Bank in Todos Santos. I was working at the Starbucks on the corner and went into the bank to cash my paycheck. Not even 5 minutes after I left, it was robbed by a person with a firearm. When I found out about the robbery, I couldn't believe that I'd been standing in line with the robber. I was just lucky my transaction was quick and I was able to get out before it happened. Another personal incident was when my childhood best friend lost her dad to gun suicide. He was the owner of a prominent auto body shop here in Concord, and my mother was his office manager for almost 20 years. His death is tragic, and his loss is felt by his family, my family, our friends, and the business community. Finally, just a few months ago, I attended a town hall meeting regarding the increase in gun violence in Concord. My godmother attended this meeting as well because 2 of the incidents were on her street, just days apart from each other. She had a neighbor with her, a gentleman who was in a wheelchair because he was injured by a stray bullet while working in Oakland. Now he is dealing with multiple incidents of gun violence on his street where he should feel safe. Gun violence is here, it's in Concord. You or the person next to you has been or knows someone affected by gun violence. This is why I'm so grateful for Mayor Hoffmeister and the City of Concord for presenting this Gun Violence Awareness Day proclamation for June 2nd. Thank you for taking this problem seriously and for helping to raise awareness. We need community leaders like you. We need to tackle this epidemic, and we need to provide strong safety solutions for our community. This is one step that we've taken together to provide safety and to end gun violence. But what will we do next? Thank you for your attention and your support.
Thank you very much. And I'll ask my sure.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name's Lisa Dell'Anno, and I live here in Concord in District 1. Thank you for bringing attention to National Gun Violence Awareness Day. I'd like to bring your awareness to one story, one of thousands that can be found on the website gunviolencearchive.org. Just last month, April 26, 2023, at about 6:30, 11-year-old Natalie Romero Puente discovered a gun in her family's Salinas home and accidentally shot herself, and she died from the gunshot wound. She was a 5th grader at Creekside Elementary School. She was by herself. She had accessed her brother's gun, which had not been stored safely. So that's one incident I can bring your awareness to. But unintentional shootings happen every day, and homicides and suicides. The Gun Violence Archive data makes us aware that in the U.S. in 2022, nearly 6,000 children were killed or injured by gunfire, many horribly handicapped or emotionally scarred for the rest of their lives. Guns are the leading cause of death for U.S. children and teens, ever since surpassing gun accidents in 2020. So gun violence certainly is a public health issue. So thank you, Mayor Hoffmeister, for issuing the proclamation for Gun Violence Awareness Day, and for the city's commitment to reduce gun violence. And thank you for the city's pledge to do all it can to keep firearms out of the hands of people who should not have access to them, and to encourage responsible gun ownership. So, a way that your commitment to honor your commitment could be to adopt a secure storage ordinance or safe storage ordinance. This would require all firearms in a residence to be securely or stored in a locked container or disabled with a trigger lock. Many cities in California have done this, including East Bay cities, Alameda, Berkeley, Oakland, Moraga, Orinda, Dublin, Pleasanton, and Walnut Creek. The intention is not to punish gun owners, but rather to take the chance to educate the public on responsible gun ownership, including safe storage. This will help prevent accidents, tragedies, and gun theft, and will save the lives of children, law enforcement officers, and people in the community. So let's continue to do all we can to curb gun violence, and please to remember to wear orange during Friday the 2nd to honor all victims and survivors of gun violence.
Thank you very much. And at this time, I'll ask my colleagues to come down. We can take a group picture of with the proclamation. Who wants to be the recipient of holding this? You guys can have that. Here, have you guys scooted a little bit? Okay.
Could we have maybe, is it unbalanced? Or I guess it's okay.
Are we okay there, guys? One more. Paparazzi.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Hoffmeister.